Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're staying safe out there, but to cheer us all up, it is Final Fantasy VII Remake season. Yes. I got my copy over a week early due to the virus off shop2.net. I usually get the games a day early on release from that company anyway, but this one I had an email saying this is going to be processed soon because of the virus basically. And happy days, it arrived 1 week and 1 day early for me, and I absolutely love it. But before we get into this, let me tell you some things, a bit of history between me and Final Fantasy VII. So I wasn't really aware of Final Fantasy VII until I was in comprehensive school, or high school if you're watching across the pond. Um, and it was about year seven, I think it was, the first year in comprehensive, and a lot of my friends were stood around talking about this game called Final Fantasy VII. Never heard of Final Fantasy before, didn't have a clue what they were talking about. I think at the time I still had my Sega Mega Drive, didn't have a PlayStation yet, and I was just going, yeah, yeah, and what? What game? And I saw some pictures of it in a magazine. I thought, "Oh, actually, those graphics do look pretty cool. I've never seen anything like that." Because at the time I was still used to like 16-bit, 8-bit, still had my NES that I used to play. Um, and then a friend of mine, he said to me, "Oh yeah, I've got that game. I don't really like it. I'll probably get rid of it." And because of all the hype, how excited the kids were talking about this, I decided I need that game. So I asked my friend, "Oh, would you be willing to sell it to me?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And I said, "How much do you want?" He said £20, which was a lot cheaper than it was going for at the time. So what we did, we went around one of the sides of the buildings in school because we didn't want to see other kids watch us do this deal. It's obviously not drugs or anything, but you know, of what kids like back then, they could have tried to steal it off me, go into my backpack, whatever. Yeah, so paid him the £20, got the game, and I've never looked back. It's a game I absolutely love. I was so excited to play that game that when my PlayStation first arrived, I didn't have a memory card, and I knew I couldn't save my data, but I still went ahead and played the first mission when you bomb in the macro reactor because I was just that excited to try it out. Um, the PlayStation, Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation wasn't my first experience of the game. I did buy it on PC, but my specs weren't that good and it wouldn't play the game. Another mate of mine, we went over to his house, game played fine on there. So in the end, that was the reason for getting a PlayStation, I believe. Because I used to do a lot of PC gaming as well. Then I just went to my dad and said, "Dad, look, the game's not working on this computer. Please buy me a PlayStation. I won't have to install anything. You play the game straight away." And he did. Thank you, Dad. Um, and I got my PlayStation and Final Fantasy 7. And I have to say, I absolutely loved it from start to finish. It was the style of graphics I'd never seen before. The music, the music is awesome. I was listening to the soundtrack the other night. Absolutely incredible. The story as well, the characters. It was just so alive, so bright, so well, maybe not bright in Midgard, the slums and all that stuff, but it was just something I'd never experienced before. And no video game when I played previous to this where I got attached to the story, which like the music would like pull you in emotionally as well. And I know it's not for everyone out there. I've heard a few people, friends of mine as well, say they don't like Final Fantasy RPGs aren't the kind of game, which is absolutely fine. You're wrong, but it's fine. So when he first announced about the remake, I had my doubts because I love this game so much. I didn't want them to ruin it, and I've got to say, they haven't. I really, really do like this game. It's bringing it all back for me. The music's there, the original music. I think that is absolutely fantastic. Man, it's so good. The first mission, as soon as Cloud jumps off the train and the music hits you, like it comes all back. So I'm very happy that I got to experience Final Fantasy VII, the original, as a kid, because playing as an adult, I don't think it would hit you as much. But back then, when you're not grown up, you're not mature, it means so much more. So your imagination as well is crazy as a kid. Yeah, but I gotta say, I was concerned because in the old Final Fantasy games, pretty much there's no voice acting, so you kind of make up your own voices for the characters. And I was like, right, what's it going to be like now? But I think the voice acting is spot on. I think they've captured the characters brilliantly. The fighting system, I, I'm quite a fan of that. I do enjoy that. Um, at first, I was a bit, oh, I don't know, but then when I got into it, yeah, it's quite cool. Like I like how each character has a different style you can change to by pressing triangle on PlayStation. Um, the summons as well. Like back in the original, you could use them whenever you wanted, but now you can only use them in boss fights, and pretty much when you're in like a tricky situation. So even though it's not quite the same as the original, it still works for me. I think it makes more sense as well. So I'm not too bothered about that, and I do like the summons, and you can use the abilities when they fight alongside you in battle. It's just not one summon, one move, they're gone. No, they stay until their bar depletes, and it works. It does work. Um, Story-wise, they have stayed true to the original for me, and I think it's done really, really well. And there are new bits. They flesh it out. There's more side quests. There's more characters, and for the most part, I think it works. I think it's fine. I don't mind it whatsoever, and it's nice to see Midgar in more detail. I've always been a fan of how Midgar was designed, with the plates and then the slums below, and like all the rich people living on top of the plates, like the Shinra employees. It's such a brilliant story, though, isn't it? Come on, you've got to admit that. Even if you're not a Final Fantasy fan, it's such a brilliant story. And the music. I know a lot of you out there love music. Um, so where was I? Yeah, so there's new characters, the side quests. There's someone called Chadley, and he will create new materia for you if you pass certain, if you gain certain objectives in battle, like battle intel, like if you're assessing different enemy types, he says, oh, assess 20 enemy types for me and I'll give you this new materia, for example. But you can also do VR missions against summons, and once you beat that summon in battle, you obtain it. So that was quite interesting as well. Difficult at times. That's what I like. A lot of these bosses have proven to be quite a challenge. I've liked how they fleshed out, especially the fight against Airbuster. I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything, but you know all the game anyway, the main story. That was really good. Um, so yeah, there's some new bosses in it as well, some new fights. Some of them I'm not drawn into as much as the original content, because I'm thinking, right, where are they going to go with this now? Does this person really have a big important part in this game? Imagine you do. But for the most part, really enjoyed all the new parts. They have stayed true to it, like I said. There's, I'm 25 hours into it. I've just passed the train graveyard and the fight against Shinra on the tower when they're trying to drop the plate on the slums. Now, the train graveyard, they fleshed that out a bit more. It did take up quite a while. I wasn't too fussed on the story by there because these characters are saying that your characters, Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, all talking like, oh yeah, we've got to get back to the slums as quick as we can to stop Shinra. But then you got scenes then where they're standing around going, I hope we make it in time. And I'm there going, well, stop talking about it, get moving. So, and then there's this new bit, new boss there, and I thought, I didn't quite feel that bit. But apart from that, absolutely fantastic. There's mini games in there as well, playing darts in Seventh Heaven. Quite enjoyed that. Managed to get to the top of the scoreboard. Um, and I enjoyed as well seeing the church again, in Sector 5, Aerith's house. Wall Market, Don Corneo. Oh, that bit was great. So it has been done really well. But I think it's a game there for everybody. You don't have to play the original to enjoy this. It is fleshed out more. I imagine maybe some die-hard fans might not want the extra content, but to be fair, it's worked, in my opinion. So guys, what I want to know from you in the comments below is, what do you think of it so far? Let me know. Is it everything you hoped for? Is it disappointed you? For me, yeah, it is everything I hoped for. I know the first game just takes you to the end of the Midgar section where you escape, and some people might think, well, that's not long, but trust me, the way they fleshed it out and gone into more detail, not overkill. So that one part, like I said, is a bit, but it has worked well, and I cannot wait to finish this game. I'm going to play it soon again now. Um, and I'm looking forward to the future installments as well to see what that brings us. Anyway, guys, stay safe, and as ever, boom, see you soon.